Hello friends, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back. My name is Elise, and this is my mystical bookshelf. And today I have a different type of video. I kind of just thought of this on the fly, like a couple minutes ago. I want to do a TBR, what am I reading kind of video, because I realized I haven't done one of those in a while. And those are fun, and I don't have to actually read to make content for it, because I have lots of books sitting right in front of me right now, and they're all kind of on my TBR for the time being. My TBR is kind of like a never-ending list. I would like to say this is for spring, but I feel like that's a lie, because I'm kind of a mood reader. If you haven't been able to guess, I really kind of read when I want to, and I kind of just look at books and I'm like, oh, that one looks pretty, I'm gonna pick that one up next. So I'm kind of just gonna go through some books I have right in front of me, and I'm gonna kind of go through them and see which ones I might be reading in the near future. So here we go. The first one I have in front of me is The 7 Year Slip by Ashley Poston. I'm assuming it's Poston, like Boston, but with a P. And I picked this up at Goodwill. It's the sticker, Goodwill. I can't remember when I picked it up. I feel like it was last year, but I have heard lots of good things about this book on Instagram, especially. From time to time, I will be scrolling and I will see this book come up quite a few times. And when I saw it at Goodwill, I kind of just had to pick it up because it sounds so interesting. It sounds like it's about moving on from like the worst day of your life or something like that. It says it's about Clementine West, and she is a book publicist, and she loves being practical and forgetting silly things her beloved Aunt Annalia taught her. And it sounds like she's trying to go back to being whimsical, from what this blurb tells me, because she is not living as her Aunt Annalie had taught her. She sounds like she's grounded in reality right now, but I guess she goes into her aunt's apartment and finds a strange man standing in the kitchen. That's what the blurb says. And it's a man with kind eyes and a southern drawl and a taste for lemon pies. And this man causes her well-laid plans to backfire. So right off the bat, I'm getting like Willow vibes by Taylor Swift. Like, take my hand, wreck my plans, that's my man type of stuff. So this might be a book where I have to make a playlist to listen to it, because I also like doing that. And maybe this is like an Evermore type of vibe, where it's like you go into a new daydream world and are like trying to remember who you are, who you really are, not who people tell you you are. And I don't know, it sounds interesting. I know I've heard good things about it, so I might try and read it at some point in the near future, because it's really been sitting over here behind my dolls, and I've been staring at it, and I'm like, I should probably read it, because it looks very interesting, and it sounds interesting. And this is also the same person that wrote Dead Romantics, which is also supposed to be a good book, but I found this one instead, so I'm willing to take a chance on it. So yeah, I'm thinking about reading that. And then I'm also thinking about going back into the Bridgerton series. This is number 7 or 6, I think. I can't remember. But this is Francesca's story, and I've kind of been like, like hemming and hawing about reading this because my coworker, she told me that she reads this book series too, and that she got like kind of stuck on When He Was Wicked because I guess it's kind of boring, but I'm hoping it won't be that boring. I'm not even sure exactly what it's about. Looks like it's about Michael Sterling, who is the most famous rake at the time, and he's in love with Francesca, but I think Francesca was married like very young. I think she was married young and her husband died young. So I think it's kind of like how they come back to each other. So I hope it won't be too boring. It looks like it's kind of long, so it can't be that boring, but I don't know. I'll have to see. So I'm kind of thinking about reading this too, because I want to finish the Bridgerton book series. Because as you can see, I bought this at Meijer. And I don't live in Michigan anymore, so there's no Meijer in Tennessee. So I bought this a while ago. So obviously it's been on my TBR for like over a year. I can't remember. I think I learned about the Bridgerton book series in 2023. And that was a year before my husband and I moved to Tennessee. So I had bought the book series. I bought all of it at Meijer. I really did. I was shameless about it. I was like, I'm just going to buy this whole book series because I can, because I want to, because I just read about it and I want to read all of it. And I didn't binge read it. I binge read up until the 5th book, which I did do a video about. So, if you haven't watched my Bridgerton video and you want to know my thoughts about that, you should watch my Bridgerton video because I did that a while back. And I feel like that video was pretty popular. So, if you haven't watched it, I would go watch that because I give my whole thoughts on the book series thus far. And I kind of talk about this one a little bit, but I haven't read it yet, so I don't have too many thoughts about it. But another book that I have bought in Michigan, I think when I was on vacation in Michigan visiting my parents, I think it had to have been earlier this year, probably earlier, or last year. I don't know. I can't keep track of the books that I buy. I really can't. But this looks like something you would read in the spring and summertime, and it's called Shady Hollow, and it sort of gives me Winnie the Pooh vibes, because it's like oh my gosh, I can't say that word, but you know what I mean. It's like Animal Crossing too, like those kinds of animals. Like, they're animals, but they act human. That's kind of what I'm thinking of. And it just looks so cute. I love the cover. The cover is like totally cute. And I've been wanting to read this for a while. I noticed I have a bookmark in it, and I'm on page 5. So I don't remember when I started reading it, but I must have started reading it at one point. So yeah, I'm going to try and read that in the coming future, because it's like a murder mystery with talking animals, and what can be wrong with that? Where can you go wrong? You can't go wrong with that. It sounds cute. It sounds like a cozy mystery, and it makes it even more cozy because it has to deal with animals. And I think that aspect alone is going to make it really good. So I'm excited to read that. And then another book that I have sitting here that I've read a couple of times, I think. She's one of my favorite authors, actually. Her name is Siobhan Vivian, and this is The List. And this is another book that I read in middle school, and then I read it again in high school, and then I read it in college, and I want to read it again now as an adult, or as an older adult, I guess. I was technically an adult in college. Regardless, I don't feel like an adult 85% of the time, so disregard that. But yeah, so this book, I read it before, but I would love to read it again. It's something of like popularity and beauty and what is beauty and the standards of beauty for girls in this time, and it's just really good. It's very hard-hitting in my opinion. And I have read a lot of Siobhan's books. I think I've read Same Difference, and I've also read Not That Kind of Girl, but I don't think I've read A Little Friendly Advice yet, because in the back of the book it kind of shows all the different books by Siobhan Vivian, and she's a great writer. She's a great author. I enjoy every time I read this. I've enjoyed it. It's kind of enjoyable in that weird, like, there's bad things that are happening, but it's so intriguing that you can't look away type of enjoyment, because it's about all these girls who are on different sides of the list, and this list is like pretty versus ugly, and it goes through all the girls on the list. So it goes through Abby, who is the prettiest, Danielle, who's the ugliest, and it's for different grades. So like Abby and Danielle are freshmen, and Lauren and Candace are sophomores. Bridget and Sarah are juniors or seniors. Oh no, Bridget and Sarah would be juniors, and then Margot and Jennifer are the seniors in the tier of the list. So it kind of goes through all these different sides and all these different girls and how they each handle the news of either being called pretty or ugly. And I feel like it's very hard hitting. I've always gotten a lesson out of it every time I've read it, and I think it's very interesting. It kind of touches upon eating disorders too, which I always find intriguing to read about, because I don't know, those always just interest me for some reason. But I'm definitely going to read that at some point and make a video about it. And then this is another book that I've picked up at a thrift store at some point. I can't remember what thrift store I picked it up at, but it is by Claire Swinarski, and she is I think a newer author. I can't remember how long she's been an author, but she is a part of the Catholic Feminist Letters podcast, newsletters, stuff like that. I subscribe to her newsletters because I am a Catholic and I enjoy reading her opinions. But I've always wanted to read one of her books, so I was very excited when I saw this, because I was like, ooh, I never ever see her at Barnes & Noble or anywhere, but maybe I'm just looking in the wrong section. But I saw this, and I was like, I have to get it, because I've always wanted to read Claire Swinarski, and I wanted to read What Happened to Rachel Riley for a long time, and it sounded the most interesting to me, because it is about Anna Hunt, and she's asking this question that is the title, What Happened to Rachel Riley? Because there's this girl named Rachel who is an outcast now, but she was popular, and nobody really knows what happened or why she became, or I guess Anna doesn't really know why, but no one will talk about it with her. I think that's the whole why she's asking this question. So I'm excited to read it because Claire is a Catholic and I'm a Catholic, and I'm interested to see how she intertwines her faith into the book, because I know that I enjoy hearing her opinions on the faith, and I enjoy being subscribed to her newsletter. I'm subscribed to the free one, but I've been thinking about doing the $5 one. So it's only $5 a month, I think, if you want to read her newsletters in full. So I'm just really interested to see her perspective on children's books and preteen books and see what she has to say. And this is another book that I've picked up. I think I literally just picked it up last week. It is called The Magic of Lemon Drop Pie by Rachel Linden. And I think it looks so pretty. That's mainly why I picked it up. Like, that's so horrible for me to say, but like, I do judge books by their cover. And this book it looked beautiful. I couldn't pass it up. But I also enjoyed reading the blurb on it. It's about a 33-year-old named Lolly, and she's had lots of bad things happen to her in the past 10 years. And she is wondering what would happen if none of these bad things had happened to her. Like, what if her mom didn't die? What if she opened her own restaurant in England? What if she wasn't heartbroken by someone who she was convinced she was going to marry? And I'm thinking it has something to do with eating pie, which is also why I thought it was kind of cool, because I enjoy lemon meringue pie, so I'm hoping that it has like a good recipe in it too. And it will probably make me crave lemon pie, let's be honest. I think it does have a recipe in it. And it also has a reader's guide. I am a sucker for a reader's guide because that really helps me with my videos sometimes. And I love seeing the questions the author has posed in the back of the book. So I'm going to read that. I want to read this very soon, actually, because it seems perfect for like April and May, since we're almost in May, since it's almost Easter, which is crazy to me. But yeah, so I'm hoping to read this one very, very soon. And then this is one that I'm currently reading, and I am enjoying it a lot. I just started reading it on Thursday? No, I think I started reading it on Wednesday, actually. I started reading sometime this week, but I can't remember when. I'm on chapter 8, and it is Rouge by the lovely Mona Awad, who also wrote my favorite book, Bunny. So I'm also excited about this book because it is so intriguing so far. I love it a lot. I'm already on part 2. I'm on chapter 8. And it feels like a retelling of Snow White in like being the fairest of them all and having all these secret like beauty tricks and stuff. And it feels weirdly stranger than Bunny, which I didn't think was possible, but here we are. So I'm really excited to see where this novel goes because it is about Belle, and she is kind of going through her mother's apartment in Southern California, and she's trying to figure out what happened to her mom because it's revealed that her mom jumped off a cliff into the ocean and drowned. So it's kind of presumed that she killed herself, I guess. And Belle's kind of trying to understand what happened. And she's trying to figure out what her mother's beauty secrets were because her mother looked like ageless. And it's really interesting. And I'm so excited to see what happens next because it's already really good and I'm only on chapter 8. So I'm hoping to have this book finished by next week, hopefully, so I can make a full video about it, because this is something that I really want to talk about because I love Mona Awad. She is like the queen of strange girl fiction. And I should reread Bunny because that was also one of my favorite books. I listened to it actually, and I would love to listen to it again. So I'm gonna have to get on that and listen to that again. I need to use my credit on it because I think I used my husband's Audible account to listen to it, but now that I have my own, I should just put it on my own Audible account. But yeah, those are all the books that I had sitting in this pile beside me. And those are the books that are on my TBR that I will read, to be determined when, and I will make videos on them at a certain point in time. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this kind of video because I realize I haven't done a TBR video in a while, and I enjoy doing TBR videos because I enjoy showcasing different books that I find from Goodwill, because I really have found so many books at Goodwill recently and so many books at Thrift Smart, and it's just really fun. I love thrifting, and I love finding books to talk about and books to read, and I love that they're not expensive because it's just awesome. But yeah, as always, thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and please comment below if you have read any of these books or if you plan to read them, and maybe we can discuss them a little bit in the comments. But I appreciate everyone, and I thank you for your support. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, friends!